Tafsir by Al-Ray. Introduction. Tafsir by Al-Ray, also known as Tafsir al-Ray, is a term used in Islamic scholarship to refer to an interpretive methodology that relies on the commentator's personal opinion or reasoning. This approach to Quranic exegesis was developed in the early centuries of Islamic history and was popularized by several prominent scholars, including Abu Hanifa and Al-Shafi'i. The methodology of Tafsir by Al-Ray is based on the principle that the Quran is not always clear and unambiguous in its meaning, and that it requires interpretation and contextualization to be fully understood. Commentators who use this approach rely on their personal reasoning and intellectual capacity to derive meanings and draw conclusions from the text. One of the key features of Tafsir by Al-Ray is that it allows for a more flexible and dynamic approach to Quranic interpretation, as opposed to the more traditional and rigid methods that rely on hadith and other authoritative sources. Commentators who use this approach are often able to draw upon a wider range of sources and perspectives, including linguistic, historical, and cultural contexts. Despite its popularity and usefulness, Tafsir by Al-Ray has also been subject to criticism and controversy. Some scholars argue that it can be prone to error and subjectivity, as commentators may rely too heavily on their personal opinions and interpretations. Others have suggested that it can lead to a proliferation of conflicting interpretations and undermine the authority and unity of the Quranic text. Overall, Tafsir by Al-Ray remains an important and influential methodology in Islamic scholarship, and it continues to be used by many commentators and scholars to this day. Its flexible and dynamic approach to Quranic interpretation has allowed for a rich and diverse tradition of scholarship, and it remains a valuable resource for anyone seeking to understand the complexities and nuances of the Quranic text.